Hello, welcome everyone today to episode 41 of the Priestess Rise Up transmission. This is a weekly offering for all of you who are called to be of great service, who know that you are here to help with the awakening of the planet. And you're doing it through you're supporting it, you're midwifing the new earth through your service, through your career, through your creative energy, through the work that you do in this world. So every week we gather here to co create a healing space, co create a brave space, a space of remembering your divine mission and of normalizing all of the challenges that come up when we're on this path. So that's something that's really important to know, that when you have a huge prayer in your heart, when you're being guided to share your unique medicine with the world, there's going to be all sorts of fears that come up. That is normal. There's going to be fears and nervousness and worry and self-doubt and all of those things. And the reason it's important to know that it's normal is because often when we start to feel those things, we think, oh, either I'm not supposed to be doing this, or I'm not ready to do this, or I have to do something different, or I must be doing it wrong. When the truth is that it's normal. This is what happens when you're expanding, when you're in spiritual leadership. So if you're new to this channel, if you're new to my work, I'm so delighted to connect with you. And if you've been here for a while, if you've been connecting with me for some time, thank you so much for continuing this journey with me. So today we're going to talk about, earlier I taught my Mother Mary planetary class. That's a monthly offering I have. And today was all about, that class was all about the divine masculine, divine feminine energy and helping. And I share these teachings and activations and energy work. Hey, Summer, to help us be in that portal of the equinox and that portal of the new moon, to help activate those divine masculine and divine feminine energies. So that's what I talked about earlier today. Summer was part of that class. And it was really powerful to enter a space of really exploring and getting curious about that divine masculine energy within you and the divine feminine energy within you, regardless of what gender you identify with, right? This isn't about men are this way and women are this way. No, that's a very surface level understanding. This is about, oh, we have both these divine feminine and divine masculine energies, and we're learning how to embody those, how to be in relationship with those, how to allow those energies to support us. And so I shared in that class some of the qualities of the divine masculine and some of the qualities of the divine feminine. And I also invited everyone to tune into their heart and notice which of the, and this isn't an exhaustive list. There's many more qualities, but these were the qualities that I was really reflecting on, and that really came forward when I was in meditation and prayer and having a conversation with my soul, with the divine, with the ascended masters, particularly Mother Mary, about, what are these qualities that represent the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And so as I shared those in the class, I was asking everyone to get curious about which ones are the ones that are calling to you. And so what I want to do in this priestess transmission is share those qualities again here, and for you to notice what quality is being highlighted for you to nurture this spring season. Right? So we are here. We just had an equinox. Hello, Destiny. And we are in a new season. And I also, so let me back up a little bit. The other thing I talked about in the Mother Mary class is the portal that happens between equinoxes. I don't even know if that's a word, but so meaning between the equinox that happened on Monday, so whatever that was, March 20th, right? And then there's going to be an equinox that happens in September. So I meant to look up the date before I did this and I forgot, but it's around then, September 20th, September 21st, something like that. So from March to September, right? That there is a really important pathway from equinox to equinox, right? And so, what I want to do in this transmission is kind of like a little extension of the class I taught earlier. And I'm going to read to you the qualities of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And this is not a test. This isn't, let me think, which quality do I like? No, it's like, what is your soul? What is feeling like, oh, for some reason, that's the one I'm being called to. And then when we enter the meditation, we're going to ask, you're going to connect with your soul, we're going to connect with the ascended masters on what guidance they have for you on how you can cultivate those qualities this season. And also, we're going to ask about any messages that want to come forward from, and how do I ask this question? Like, how you can best lead, best move forward through this journey from March to September. One of the things that came up in the class, and by the way, if you're listening to this and you missed that class, that was $33, and you want to purchase a replay, please feel free to email me and I'll be happy to send you that. It was very powerful. And one of the things right at the end that Mother Mary said was, she kind of guided us to visualize September, right? The equinox that's happening that month. And she said something really interesting. It was like, so this is how I understood it. Imagine your life from now till September, right? September 20th or whatever it is. Think of all of the healing you're going to do, all of the lessons you're going to learn, all of the clearing, all of the initiations, all of the action steps, everything that's going to unfold from now till September. By the time that equinox comes, fall equinox, well, depending on what part of the hemisphere you're in, right? By the time you're in that equinox, you are going to be a different person. You're going to become, and by different, I mean, actually, what I mean is more you, right? You're going to be shedding layers. So you're going to be more powerful, more loving, more compassionate, more aligned, more intuitive. That's always the prayer, right? That's the human journey. If you're committed to your spiritual journey, then absolutely you're continuing to refine and release what's unnecessary and step into more of your truth. So, come September, you're going to be more radiant. But what was interesting that came forward in today's class this morning was that, and we kind of just touched into it. So, I really want to go a little deeper today in the meditation. Well, I'm just going to open it up and see what comes forward. Is that Mother Mary was reminding us that time is not linear and that we can connect with that future version of ourselves now in this moment. That actually we've already become her or him or they. We actually can already tap into those gifts, that knowing, that trust, that confidence, that compassion, that wisdom. We can do that now. And why? This is what was really striking to me. She said, because you're that needed in the world. That's how much your gifts are needed. That's how much you are needed. Your service, your leadership, your teaching, your healing, whatever that looks like. That's how much it's needed, that you can receive the gifts of the journey before you've taken the journey. I know it's like a mind trip, but that's even though our logical mind might not be able to understand that, our soul understands that because our soul knows that ultimately time is an illusion. It's a construct that we have here on the earth plane to help us learn, right? Past, present, future, all of that. But at some point in your spiritual journey, you start to understand that there's more to it than that. And so that was the gift that we got this morning in that Priestess Planetary transmission. And there was so much more there was so much that led to that. So like I said before, if you're hearing this and you're like, I didn't take the class, I want to take it, feel free. So often this happens after the class, people will email me and it was $33 and I'll send you the replay. But in either case, whether you were there or you're going to be taking it, or you're just in this transmission, I want you to take that in. And so let me read to you the qualities of the divine masculine. Okay, so that's how I started. And in the class, I go way more into this, but for this moment, remember, we have both the divine masculine energy within us and the divine masculine energy within us, right? So, divine masculine, these are some of the qualities. I'm going to read them here: benevolent, generous, honoring, reverent, providing, right? The divine masculine is a provider, protective, and anchoring, or I'm going to this could, if you rather think of it as grounding, that's helpful. Again, remember, I'm not saying this is how men are. I'm saying this is how the divine masculine energy within everyone is. These are some qualities. There's much more, right? Benevolent, generous, honoring, reverent, providing, protective, anchoring / grounding, right? That's the divine masculine. The divine feminine, I wrote on here, we have infinite, creative, receptive, intuitive, fertile, unbound, blissful. I'm going to read those again. And again, I'm not saying this is how women are. I'm saying this is the divine feminine energy that is within everyone, regardless of what gender they identify with. Infinite, creative, receptive, intuitive, fertile, unbound, blissful. And so I want you to start to notice and appreciate what a beautiful dance the masculine and the feminine is. Because if the divine feminine is unbound, right? There's no boundaries, there's no borders, it's unbound. And yet the divine masculine comes in to help ground that unbound energy, to help create a container around it, not a prison around it. That's the wounded masculine, but a beautiful container so that the feminine can thrive and flourish and lead. And so we're talking about having both of those energies within us. And so, again, this is just like a little tiny little bit of this teaching, but I want you to tune into what qualities you're being guided to nurture this season. Of all the ones that I read from the masculine and the feminine, which ones are the ones that are calling to you? Perhaps it's one that you might feel like, oh my gosh, yeah, I've been so tuning into this energy of intuition, right? Or the opposite, you might be like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what blissful feels like, but that's what's calling to me, right? Same with the masculine. You might hear like protective, and maybe that's the energy that you're being called to nurture, right? That energy that protects the divine feminine within you. Or it might be reverent, honoring. And so if you're watching this and you know and you want to share in the chat, please feel free to do that. Like, what are the qualities that are calling you? And when we bring this into the context of your career, of your divine service, this is really important, because it's like, what are you creating in your career right now? What action steps are you taking? And how is the divine masculine and the divine feminine supporting you in those creations? So for example, if you were, let's say you're a wellness professional and you're developing a new healing modality that you want to share, that kind of incorporates lots of different things. And perhaps the divine masculine within you realizes that right now it's really important to help you anchor and ground those ideas. So it's not just something that you're like thinking about and visualizing. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, but it goes nowhere because it's not grounded, right? So some are saying intuition and providing. That's beautiful, Summer. I love that. And that feels like such a good pairing, right? It's like that. I don't know what it means to you, but when I hear that personally, it's like I know that there it was such a journey for me to trust my intuition and trust that I had an intuition. I mean, it sounds crazy now, but when I really started delving into this, there was so much brainwashing I had gone through, really, so much programming that made me doubt my intuition or made me look down on it or made me value the intellect over my intuition. So that took a long time to really start to appreciate, value, trust my intuition. And of course, once I did that, my intuition started opening up more and more and more. And then providing, I don't know what that means exactly to you, Summer, but for me, it's like, it's that divine masculine that provides that support, right? That provides that resources, whatever is needed to support the flourishing of your intuition. And often we get ourselves stuck because we expect the men in our lives to provide that for us. And ideally, that would be great, right? But everyone in this earth school is learning how to do that because our planet, for many reasons, has a lot of, you can call it different things, disease, illness, a lot of confusion about the truth. And so oftentimes men, people who identify as men, and this isn't, I'm not like um, being judgmental to men, women have a lot of things as well, but can't provide that. They're still developing that in them. So it's really important, oftentimes with my clients, that'll be something that I'll really coach them through as they're learning to trust their intuition and to, for example, if they're starting their own business or bringing something new to their existing career or whatever they're doing, and they so desperately, if they're married, they might want their husband to really understand and support them and all of that, but their husband, bless their heart, is still figuring that out in themselves. They're not connected to their divine feminine and divine masculine. They're still developing that. So a lot of times if we're called to this work, we are actually on the forefront. And I don't mean to say we're better. It's just that we signed up for this. We signed up to be in the front lines of this understanding and this learning. So that journey can be really painful to want people outside of us to validate us, but to for that not to happen, for us to realize, oh wait, I set it up this way because I need to find that within myself. And what's so interesting is that once we do that, it's so interesting how people outside us start to shift. It's really amazing how that happens. It's like once you don't need it, suddenly like people step up or new people come into your life that suddenly do validate it because you're doing it for yourself. So now the world is mirroring it to you. So good, Summer. I'm glad to hear that. So wherever you are is perfect, right? There's no judgment. It's so easy when we hear teachings like this to be like, oh my gosh, I have so much work to do, or I have so much to do still, or all of that. But it's important to understand that that is woundedness, right? Our soul never looks at us like that. Your soul is looking at you and it's like, perfect. You're exactly where you're meant to be. This moment offers you the healing that you're looking for. Whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're breaking through, whatever you're understanding, coming to understanding, all of that is providing the the experience, the initiation you need to your next level of growth and healing. And so we're going to step into our ceremony. And Destiny, what I would invite you to do, if I'm understanding your statement, is really bring this framework of your divine masculine and your divine feminine. Like, what part of you can support you? How can your feminine support you? You know, your divine feminine is a master at going within your heart. And your divine masculine can rise up to honor that process, to help you feel safe during that process. And so I would invite you to explore that relationship within you. And as we do the ceremony, I'm not sure if that specific thing will come up, but trust that, you know, one of the things that I've learned is if I'm being called to attend a class or even listen to a podcast or whatever it is, one of my teachers taught me this, is that I always set the intention that I'm going to get exactly what I need, even if it's not what I thought I needed. Right? So maybe you come, and I'm not just talking to Destiny, this is for everyone watching the replay or here live. Even if you're like, oh, what I really needed was this, she didn't talk about that. But it's like, well, if your soul led you here, there's something I'm saying, something that will be transmitted through the meditation or the ceremony that will be exactly what you need. And so I always trust that for myself as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take some deep cleansing breaths. And I was guided to share the card I pulled for everyone. Surrender fear of change. Surrender your fear of change. Look at this beautiful woman. She's on a horse. And in the Mother Mary class this morning, this one card kept being pulled for so many people. And she was on a horse as well. But this says, the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So let's step into that space. I invite you to close your eyes and take a few cleansing breaths. And I invite all of us to travel to this place that's on this card. I don't even know what place that is, but it's a beautiful place in nature. And I'm seeing that as a sun, I'm seeing it as a sunset. That's what I'm seeing it as. My mind keeps wanting to say sunrise, but no, I'm seeing it as a sunset. So we're there, and maybe you're on a horse, or maybe there's a horse next to you, or maybe there's no horse, but you're standing there looking out at this gorgeous, beautiful, most stunning sunset. And as you stand there looking at the sunset, you understand that there is an ending happening. There is a closure happening. There is a goodbye happening. There is an end of a cycle. And in this moment, you understand that that is a good thing, that you are stepping into the new beginning. And you call on that divine masculine energy within you to fill you with the feeling of safety and protection and honor. That you are honored, you are revered, you are protected, you are provided for as you step through this sunset into this next sunrise. And you call on the divine feminine within you to be in that place of receptivity, to be in that place of intuition, to be in that place of being unbound. You're just opening up. You're opening up to whatever this new beginning is. But as you open up, you feel the masculine within you again rising up to support you, protect you, hold you, create those containers for your intuition to flourish. And as you stand here, you see now a beautiful path open before you. And this path is, it's a very interesting path. In the beginning, there is this beautiful light. And when you look towards the end of the path, there is another beautiful light, a portal. And this is this beautiful path that is created from one equinox to another. From this moment, right, March, remember the equinox was March 20th till September 20th or 21st, whatever it is. So you're standing on that path. And so at the end, you see that golden orb, and you know that that is September. That is the equinox in September. And standing on that orb, you see a figure. You can see there's somebody over there. And you're standing, and that person starts to walk towards you. And at first, you can't see exactly who it is because it's just a shape far coming from September. It's coming towards you. You see a figure, it's just a shadow. But then it keeps getting closer and closer through all the months, right? August, July, June to May. You start to see it's this beautiful, radiant shape. April, you see this person is getting closer and closer. She is so radiant, or he is so radiant. They is so radiant. Until this person is close enough that you recognize that this person looks just like you. That this is the you from the future, the you from the next equinox, fall equinox, or whatever equinox it is, depending on where you are in the world. And so standing right in front of you is the you that you are becoming, the you that has already healed so much, the you that has already released so much, the you that has already taken so many action steps. And she, I'm just going to use the pronoun she for ease right now. She is standing in front of you and she is radiant and she is so grateful to you. And she brings an activation, a blessing, because this is what Mother Mary and your soul are saying, and all of your other guides and ascended masters. Your work, your love, your life, your creativity, your creations are so needed in the world that you are being given this gift right now to receive, of receiving ahead of time all of the blessing, the knowing, the wisdom, the abundance, the healing. And so let yourself receive it from you, from this future you. Perhaps you hold her hand, her hands, and she transmits it to you, or her heart radiates this beam of light into your heart, and you're receiving all of that now. You're being blessed by your own self, your own future self. And this, as she walks, now she's going to walk back to September. She's walking backwards. Mother Mary is walking with her, and she's done this for us before. And as she walks, she goes with her hands and she's blessing all of the days up to the next equinox. So today's March 22nd. Right, so March 23rd, 24th, all through March, all through April, all through May, all through June, all through July, all through August, all through September, till the equinox in September is being blessed right now by your angels, by Mother Mary, by your soul, by your own future self. And now come back to this moment. You're here in this present moment, receiving all of these blessings because you are blessed and you are a blessing. You are blessed and you are a blessing. You are blessed and you are a blessing. And your soul integrates this healing, this quantum healing across all levels of your being, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, across all dimensions of time. And you come back to that first scene where you were looking at the sunset. You're feeling that beautiful horse energy that represents freedom and power and motion. And you come back into your heart. And your logical mind doesn't need to understand how this happened. In fact, it can't. But with hearts full of gratitude, we bring the palms of our hands together and we bow to each other and our own heart and close the ceremony with a namaste. Namaste, everyone. And so you want to make sure that you drink water, that you ground, that I would invite you to take time, if you have time today or in the next coming days, to journal or take a walk in nature, dance or listen to music, whatever helps you be in a relaxed state so that you can notice whatever downloads happen. And I know what's going to happen. I know we're going to be going through our life and something's going to happen and you're going to recognize, you're going to remember, like, wait a minute. This is from that blessing that I received from my future self. In the past, I would have responded this way, but now I responded this way because I was blessed by my future me. It's like a mind trip for sure, but that's exactly what's going to happen. So thank you so much for being here with me. I am so excited. Next week we'll have, our next Breezes transmission, and I'm also doing a free 3-day soul immersion for career success. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The time's got to be a little different each day just because of my schedule. I think Wednesday it's at 11. I think Thursday it's at 3:45 p.m. and I think Friday it's at 11 a.m. Something like that. I'll send it in my newsletter. I hope you can attend. I'm so excited for that. And it's really going to be, Mother Mary, so many ascended masters really were like, yes, do this. We want everyone to be able to immerse. That was the title they gave me, soul immersion, to immerse themselves in their soul's light, in their soul's wisdom, not just to tap in a little bit, but to immerse. Now, obviously, we're not going to be together 72 hours, but it'll be, time Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to create this like beautiful chain reaction for your life as we lead into April, right? As we lead into these next 3 months. And so I'm just going to pull one card for the group and we're going to close. All right. Perfect. So this is from the, I love this deck, Power of Surrender cards by Dr. Judith Orloff. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Isn't that so beautiful? I'm going to read that again. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. I would add, who designed it? You did, right? Embrace every lesson and every moment. Look at this gorgeous, beautiful card. So this is such a perfect lead into next week when we're going to be immersed in our soul for 3 days. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Summer, Destiny, everybody else who is here, anyone else who's watching the replay. Thank you so much. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Bye, everyone.